Hello and welcome. This is Rage Quitters Anonymous, and we are so glad you've decided to join us. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Cameron. Have you ever thrown your controller across the room, shut off your PC mid-game, screamed into the void because you just can't get past a level?
We've all been there. Welcome to Rage Quitters Anonymous, where we dive into the moments that make us rage quit and still come back for more.
Whether you're a casual gamer or a competitive pro, join us every episode as we explore the science, art, and chaos of rage quitting.
So hit that subscribe button unless you're already too mad to listen.
All right, and just a warning, today's topic is triggering, literally. We're going to talk about the psychological triggers in video games, what causes people to actually rage.
More specifically, how the functions of some games seem purposely designed to trigger you.
Honestly, I do sometimes wonder if it is intentional. I'll be playing a game, I'll get to a spot where it's like the developers specifically made this to see how mad people get at it, trying to see how hard it is. Like they put this level, this boss, this challenge, and it's just supposed to make me mad. There's nothing else about it.
Yeah, I've definitely been there. I do remember this one time that I was in the middle of playing Overwatch and our healer was just so horrible. And I just had to ban him because he was just not helpful whatsoever. So I definitely got off the game after that.
Yeah, I feel that. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately, and that's just... You get teammates that are awful. They let you down. They don't come up and, support you the way they need to be. And it's like, dude... Come on, we're all trying to win here and you're sabotaging everybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's your fault or not. It really feels like it's the game fault, but in your heart, you're just not that good at the game.
Tagline.
But there is a flip side to it. It's about skill, but the creators are also baiting you because they want you to keep coming back and playing that game.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, the game can't be too easy or it's boring. The challenge is the whole point of the game. It's not fun if everything's too easy and you beat it on the first try.
Well, and it can't be too frustrating either, or people are just not going to want to play the game at all.
I actually do disagree, though. Some of the most popular games are extremely frustrating. I've never played it, but I've seen how incredibly annoying Cuphead can be at times. That was mentioned in the last episode. I know there's also a lot of big companies, gaming franchises today, like Dark Souls, which is great, Hollow Knight, which is also great, and then Getting Over It, which I haven't played.
Overcooked, although that may just be because my friends are so slow.
But it's fun, right? I mean, when you finally finish, it's like you feel like you accomplished something, you did something.
Yeah, that's the feeling we're chasing as gamers, is definitely accomplishment, and the best games provide that without making you give up because they know the secrets.
So game development is sort of like cooking because there's a balance, and I'm not talking about bad game mechanics. I mean, like including the right amount of frustration and reward.
I mean, I actually read that the other day in a study done in 2017 about what motivates kids to play video games, and they talked about this actually.
Like how it makes kids really angry and violent?
That's definitely the stereotype, but this study looks really deep into it, and they consider things about how gaming has changed over time and different environmental factors, like their relationship with their parents. Basically, they ask kids why they like to play games and why they continue to play them and why they honestly just stop overall.
Can't they just ask kids what they like about video games?
They definitely did do that. They did 30 interviews with kids and their families, and they found all sorts of reasons, like socializing with friends or a rewarding feeling they get when they unlock a new item. But the thing I found most interesting was that they pointed out that video games don't have like a extra game reward or approval.
What do you mean?
It's like when you play other sports like football or whatever, there's trophies and fans and stuff. But for most people who play video games, the game itself is the reward, not necessarily a reward that you get while playing.
I see that. I mean, there's no necessarily like an outside benefit or a profit to playing games. It's just the feeling, that dopamine you get from playing the games.
Yeah, they call it intrinsic motivation. And when I read that, I felt like I was actually really understanding what they were talking about. It's the same in adults as it is in kids. There's nothing compelling me to play the game but myself.
That's actually so true. There's usually not any external reward like money or anything, but I keep going back. Well, most of the time. There's been plenty of games that I've quit. Hollow Knight, we talked about it here just a second ago, but I had to, the first time I got into that game, I actually had to put it down. It's incredibly hard. And I put it down. I said, I'm done. I can't beat this one little fight. And it wasn't even a boss fight. It was like a little mini boss fight. I couldn't beat it. I said, I'm done. I don't want to play this anymore. I came back to it last year, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Mama raised a big boy, and I'm gonna do it. And I got past that one little mini boss fight, and now I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But it was great. Once I got past that, I felt actually like accomplished, like I redeemed myself from a couple years ago.
Yeah, that definitely happened to me. I actually have a really goofy game that I get a lot of enjoyment out of. It's Wizard 101.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't play with other people, it's actually really hard to defeat bosses. And I pay monthly a subscription to play that game. And there's so many times that I would get to a boss and I'd be like, you know what, I'm turning this off. Like, I do not have the skill to sit here for 45 minutes in this dungeon and want to continue doing this by myself.
I also have points where I'm playing games that are definitely meant to be better played with friends, and I'm like, my friends don't like playing these games, so I just try and play them by myself, and it just doesn't work. I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta go play other games that other people are playing, just because it's just no fun. I'm trying to beat these hard dungeons by myself, and it's just not the move.
Yeah, that was relatable. Basically, I don't know if the game wasn't engaging though, or if it took too long, or if I completed it. I just don't really have the motivation to play it again.
I hear that. Okay, and so there are like some specific triggers in video games too that are like definitely meant to trigger that kind of angry response out of you. The biggest one for me is in games like the Souls-like games in Elden Ring, mainly. When you die, you lose all your money. Wherever you were, you lose all your coins, and you need your coins to level up and get better. And so you have to get back to that guy that killed you. You got to pick up your stuff. Even if it's like in a boss fight, your stuff drops on the ground. You have to pick it up. And if you die before you pick it up again, it's gone. You can't get it back. And so that was like a big quit moment for me a couple times when I was playing through Elden Ring, that like my coins that I need to level up so I can get better to beat this boss is stuck in the same room as the boss. And so a lot of my deaths were just trying to get my coins back frantically so that I don't lose them forever.
Yeah, I hate that too. Honestly, it makes me really mad when you play these games saying that it's going to be a solo game and it ends up being something that you do have to like have others play a part in, because sometimes I don't want to play with other people. I just want to play by myself. And I hate when I'm getting somewhere and I can't get past something and I need somebody's help, when I thought that when I was a specific level that I didn't have to use anybody else's help. I find that to be super frustrating.
So you know what I thought about when you mentioned intrinsic motivation? I think that may be what triggers me when I get mad at games.
I kind of get what you're saying, but keep going.
So like whenever I get like that, like super mad, I can't finish a level, can't beat a boss, and it matters so much for absolutely no reason, I feel like it becomes a matter of pride. Like if I can't complete this level, it means something about me. Like I'm just awful. I don't want to, come to terms with that.
Why do you feel that way? Like what makes you identify with that?
So like I'm a big people pleaser at heart. I got to do things perfectly the right way the first time, and if I don't, I sit and think on it. I'm like, oh, I'm awful. I shouldn't do this anymore. I need to find something entirely new to do. And I guess that follows me when I'm playing games, even if it's just me. Like I'm playing by myself, like I gotta get it together. I'm the only one who's gonna be able to finish this level, this boss fight. It's my fault. Or like if I'm on a team game and I'm not coming through for my team, it's like I'm not having fun, and I'm the only thing I'm sitting here thinking about is I'm awful and I got to get better.
Yeah, I guess it definitely does vary for everybody. And it's really hard to find games that kind of have that right combination of reward and difficulty for everybody.
True. I mean, not every game is for everyone. Otherwise, that wouldn't be any fun. You got to make games for your specific audience. Not everybody likes everything. Maybe the next time you rage quit, think about if that game is right for you or not. Sometimes I catch myself struggling to finish a game I don't really enjoy, and it's like, why? This game's supposed to be fun. Like on racing games, I cannot stand racing games. I cannot stand racing games. Let me make that clear. I like going fast. I like fast cars. It's cool, but I crash and I stop and I'm not fast anymore and I can't stand it. They're just not for me.
I definitely also don't like racing games. I don't really find a point in them. I feel like I'm just driving around in a car, but I feel like it's definitely okay to quit a game. Like if you don't want to play anymore, do not feel obligated to keep playing.
So it's almost like just quit now or you'll rage quit later.
I think a great way to end this episode would be to give some tips on what to do when you can feel yourself reaching a breaking point. Do you have any to share?
Yeah, definitely set the controller down. Definitely don't throw it. I had to learn this growing up in middle school and high school. My room was laid out so that I had an extra mattress in between my wall and the bed. And my bed was like tucked into the corner, so my mattress was up against the far wall. I had learned to use it as a backboard for my controller. I'm psycho. And I would, if I got to that point, I'd get up and throw my controller into that mattress from all the way across the room. And there was one time I did that and I didn't unplug my headset out of my controller and snapped the jack from my headset. So I had to go to my parents like, Mom, it's broken. And so from then on, I was like, yeah, that's not okay. I can't do that anymore. So definitely like I'd started setting the controller down or just knowing that when I'm getting into the game, I'm like, okay, this is going to be hard. This is going to challenge me. I'm going to lose and it's fine. And I have to like begin adopting that mindset. Like, it's fine. I'm going to lose. I just got to lose until I figure out how to win.
Yeah, don't be anything like my younger brother and take your keyboard and just smash it as hard as you can because, these things are expensive and honestly, it's really not worth it, especially if you're playing Fortnite. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Rage Quitters Anonymous. Big shout out to our amazing editors and scriptwriters for their hard work and passion.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. Check out our website through the links in our bio. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
We'll catch you next time in our next episode on how game design mechanics encourage rage quitting. Until then, have an awesome rage-free week.